Okay, so we're back.
Hi. Today I'm a bus driver. I'm driving the bus up Georgia Avenue, and it's my birthday. So every time I stop at a red light, I have a flash in my pocket, and I take a little hit of bourbon. So by the time I get to stop number 7 on my route, I'm a little buzzed. And what I do is I think that light that is red is actually green, so I drive right through it. And across the street, but not in the crosswalk, is Mr. Cutler. As he's crossing, I run over him. So the question is, first of all, Mr. Cutler's going to sue, remember, me. Will he recover against me? Well, at least will he be able to bring a prima facie case against me? Am I negligent? Yeah, I'm not acting unreasonably. I certainly foresee that if I'm acting unreasonably, driving a bus, that a pedestrian can get hurt. I ran into him and he's injured. Can Mr. Cutler go through me, through the concept of responding superior, to get Metro Bus? I'm drunk. Am I in the scope of my employment? Am I still benefiting the company? Am I still on my route? Was this an accident, an intentional tort? The answer to all those questions are yes, and the liability of Metro is yes, they are. Oops, wait a second, but there's something else we have to do. We have to look at the conduct of the plaintiff.
Right.
Mr. Cutler here was not in the crosswalk, he was jaywalking. Is that going to affect your ability to recover, you think?
It's definitely going to affect my ability to recover because although I'm suing you and it may look like I'm going to win because I brought the suit against you, the suit against your employer, you and your employer are then going to look at the plaintiff, me. They're going to look at my behavior and say, let's see what defenses we are able to raise against Cutler. And so they're going to take a look at my behavior. Always want to take a look at the plaintiff's behavior before you conclude your negligence analysis. And of course, they're going to say, well, he was walking outside of the crosswalk or when the light said don't walk. So Cutler was doing something that was unreasonable. And in several jurisdictions, whenever the plaintiff is doing something that's unreasonable, he has breached a duty to him or herself, it means that that person is contributory negligent. And in a jurisdiction that honors contributory negligence,
Zero.
I get nothing.
Nothing.
It bars all recovery.
And that's D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, and a couple of southern states.
Yes.
Zero.
I get nothing.
Nothing.
And of course, there may be some jurisdictions that abide by what we call comparative negligence jurisdictions.
These are the rest of the states.
Yes, and that means that the courts will then take a look at the percentage of negligence that I bear, and they'll sort of prorate what I get based on or in comparison to his negligence, the company's negligence, and my negligence. And that's comparative negligence. But another defense that one might be able to raise
is a really strong defense, but is called assumption of risk.
Yes.
Assumption of the risk, the idea is that the plaintiff has voluntarily assumed a risk, knowing that he could be injured, and of course he's injured.
Yes.
And then he can't turn around and sue the defendant for defense negligence. For example, if you ever go ice skating, suppose that I have the responsibility to keep a lake and only open it when the ice is suitable for ice skating. Well, this time I open it up to the public and it's not suitable, and you see a crack in the ice, but you decide, oh, I'll just go take a skate anyway, and you fall and you get injured. Can you turn around and sue me? Will you win the case? That's assumption of the risk. You saw the risk, you knew something was wrong, and why go skating? We don't want to give people who make mistakes like that any money. The idea is you knew the risk, you voluntarily assumed it, you're barred from recovery. Very strong defense, applies just about in every single tort case.
Well, before we wrap up, let's talk about product liability.
Oh.
Let's talk about product liability.
You know, we talked about when there's an accident that the big thing that we always talk about is negligence, and that's the basis of our law, that when there's an accident you can only recover against the defendant if the defendant is negligent. There are some exceptions, and those exceptions, however small, come into a very small box. We call those exceptions examples of strict liability.
Right.
Strict liability means liability without fault, as opposed to negligence, which means liability only if you are at fault.
Right.
Strict liability, the major one you need to be concerned about is defective products. So the idea is that, well, let's just do a case.
Sure.
Okay. I go into CVS, and I look on the shelf, and I pick out this particular bottle of aspirin. So I take it back, and Mr. Cutler here isn't feeling well. We're doing these videos. We're getting tired of doing. He asked me for an aspirin. I give him an aspirin, and lucky for me, unlucky for him, it's the only aspirin in the whole bottle that has poison in it. He takes the aspirin. He's severely injured. He wants to know he does recover. We won't kill him this time. Who can he sue, and who can he recover from? This is a defective product somewhere. So here's the rule. He goes just back in the chain of distribution. So, me first. Can he sue me under the concept of strict product liability for a defective product?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Because I'm not in the business, the chain of distribution of selling the product. I don't do that. I mean, I just got lucky. Haha. Can he sue CVS from where I got the bottle? The answer is yes, so long as he can prove that when CVS sold that bottle to me, that it was defective when they sold it. So yeah, I got the bottle directly from CVS. I just opened it. Yes, when CVS sold it to me, it was defective. He can recover from CVS. Now, if CVS got it from somebody, same question. Goes all the way up the line. In order to recover from anyone in the chain of distribution, you've got to demonstrate that when they passed it on, it was defective. And if you can do that, you win the case against them. So that's how it goes. Not just because they were in the chain, you've got to prove when they passed it on. So if someone came into CVS, somehow put the poison in the bottle and was able to, put the stuff back on so no one would notice, would the manufacturer be liable? No, because it wouldn't left manufacturer's hands, it would be fine. Would CVS be liable? Yes, because we don't care how it got defective. If CVS sold it in a defective condition, they are liable.
And I think that's a good point to make. We don't care how it became defective, so it means whenever students are doing these analyses, they should not say, oh, CVS should have inspected. If they would have inspected, they would not have sold a defective product. That's not what product liability deals with. That's what negligence deals with in terms of what a duty was and what someone should or should not have done. Never merge a product liability analysis with a negligence analysis. Stick to what's easier to do.
That's it, yes. Okay, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back shortly.
Okay.